Hello, welcome back to Maths Zone African Motives. We are still on our revisions, and this is for our O-level mathematics. That is for the syllabus A, paper one. So we're going to consider the paper one. That was actually going to be 2 hours, 30 minutes. So just going to see with time what you have. And this is a specimen paper just to clarify of the topics that you're going to be having in your paper one for the syllabus A. So you must understand all the basics. Remember, go through the basics. This is just for a revision purpose. But for the topics, make sure that you go through the introduction of each and every topic according to your syllabus. So we are given, in this case, we are going to need mathematical instruments as our additional materials. All right, and these are the instructions that you're given. So make sure that you go through each and every instruction, all right, especially on your working. Omission of essential working will result in loss of marks. This is paper one. Make sure that you show all your calculations, all your workings, and decimal answers which are not exact should be given to 3 significant figures unless stated otherwise. And that was the information that you're given, the numbers, this and that. So make sure that you go through each and every part. And for you to download the question paper, just check the comment section. All right, I'm going to pin in the comment section a comment which has the link where you can download the question paper. So make sure that you download so that you can see properly the questions as they are given. All right, so you can check in the comment section or the description of the video. If you check the description, you are going to find it. Or even if you check the drive for your O-level mathematics or on the description of the channel, we have all those. So you can simply download the question paper. All right. So I'm not going to waste your time, guys. This is what you had. Answer all questions. That is the instruction that you're going to consider. We are going to answer all questions, neither mathematical tables, nor slide rules, nor calculators may be used in this paper, meaning to say do not use calculators. Number one, on A, you are given list the prime numbers which are between 10 and 15. All right, so we do understand prime numbers exactly divisible. All right, it must be exactly divisible. All right, by what? By 1 and itself. So this is the condition that you're going to actually use. So between these numbers, 10 and 15, we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. In between, prime numbers exactly by 1 and itself. That's 11 and what? 11 and 13. It is just 1 and 11. 1 and 13, the factors you're talking about, 1 and itself. So that is 11. The other one is going to be what? Is going to be 13. So that's 11 and 13. All right. Identify an integer. An integer is simply what? A whole number, remember? So that's simply a whole number that you are considering there. And between these, 1 is a whole number. So that is the answer. The square root of 5, guys, you cannot simplify this just for the revision purpose. I'm just going to present the calculator, even though you're asked not to use the calculator, but just for you to see the square root of 5. This is what you have. It cannot be simplified. It's actually a decimal. We are talking about whole numbers. So it's actually out 2 and 3/4. That's a fraction. 3/4 is a decimal. So it's actually out. This is a decimal. It's actually out. 2, a round off. round off 3 3/4 to the nearest whole number. 3 and what? 3/4. 3 and 3/4. 3/4 as a decimal, we do understand this is 0.75, all right? 4 into 3, that's a 0, comma, you put a 0 there. 4 into 30, that's a 7 into 28. So you're going to have a remainder of 2. 30 minus 28, that's a remainder of what? A remainder of 2 that you're going to have here. So you're going to put a 2, then a 0. 4 into 20, that's a 5. So meaning to say we've got 3.75. You're adding 3 plus 0.75, which is 3.75 as a decimal, so that you can properly see the whole number that you are referring to is what? Is the 3. So to the nearest whole number, we are considering what follows next, which is the 7. So this 7, is it going to change the 3? Actually, the 0.75 as it is, or you can just consider the 7 for the sake of revision. So it's going to change. It's more than 5. It's going to change this into a 4. So that's 4.00, which is same as what? Which is same as 4. So the answer that you're going to have is a 4. Or simply looking into 3/4, you understand that 3/4 is greater than, it is bigger than 1/2, because 1/2 is same as 0.5, where you can compare the numbers to say from that 0.5, it can change the number. From, if the number is below like 0.4, it means it was going to remain as a 3. So since 3/4 is greater than half, it simply means it was going to change this 3 into a what? Into a 4. So you can even work with the fraction direct as it is, or you can convert it to a decimal. It is in your hands. All right, you can work out the way that you understand. This is just for revision purposes, remember. All right, let us consider the part B. Round off 292 to the nearest item 1 to the nearest 10. Item I, 292 simply means we've got units, tens, and what? 100. So when you're asked to the nearest 10, this is 10. You look into the next number, which is what? A 2. 2, is it going to change this 9? 2 is less than 5. So it cannot change this 9. So 9 is going to remain as it is. So it's going to be 2, 9. In place of 2, you place what? You place a 0. So it was going to be 290. To the nearest 100 on item 2, all right? So as we have got this before, 100 is here. So we look at the next, which is 9. 9, is it going to change this 2? Yes, 9 is greater than 5. So it's going to change this 2 into a 3. The remaining will be what? Zeros. So it's going to be 300 at the end. All right. So the moment you change that 2 into a 3, the rest of these digits will be what? Will be a 0. So that will be 0, 0 there. So that is the condition that you're given. All right. You've rounded off. Number 3, you're given on item A, simplify this, all right? That was an easy question, just to add seconds, minutes, and what? And hours, all right? So what is that we have here? Let us add 0 plus 2, that's a 2. 3 plus 4, that's 7. This is going to be 5. 6, this is going to be what? 5. But now we have to ask ourselves to say, is it possible for us to leave our answer as 72 seconds? No. As we consider the seconds, a minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. So the moment you have something that is greater than or equal to 6, as long it is greater than or equal to 60 seconds, you must convert it to minutes. All right, you must change that to minutes. So in a minute, we are considering how many seconds? 60 seconds. So out of 72, because 72 is greater than 60, change that, all right? Subtract 60 seconds from 72. So 72 minus 60, that was going to give us 112. So you remain with 12 seconds. But you have removed what? You have removed 60 seconds, which is equivalent to a what? Which is equivalent to a minute. So you're going to add that to the next part, which is for the minutes. That 60 seconds, which is equivalent to 1 minute. So you're going to add 1 minute there. So this is what we have. So we have 65 plus 1, which is 66 minutes. In terms of minutes and hours, we do understand 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So you cannot leave our answer with 66 minutes. It's greater than 60. Just like what you had on the seconds, subtract what? 60 minutes from there. So 66 minus 60 was going to give us what? 6. So meaning to say you're remaining with the 6 minutes. When you subtract what? Take note, what are you subtracting here? 60 minutes, which is equivalent to what? To 1 hour. So the 60 minutes that we have removed, you are going to add it to the hours now. This one, because it is equivalent to what? To 1 hour. So that's 5 plus 1, which was going to give us a 6. So that is what you have in simplest form. We've got 6 hours. All right. We've got 6 hours, 6 what? 6 minutes and 12 seconds. So that was the condition of our question. You simply use this consideration. Anything that is at 60 and above, you have to subtract 72. This, you have to subtract 60, remove according to the seconds, or is it the minutes that you have, all right? Then B, you're given to convert or to express this in hours, 2.5 days, 2.5 days in hours. A day, he has got how many hours? A single day, he has got 24 hours, remember. So I can simply say, since a day has got 24 hours, what about 2 days? 2 days times how many hours? 24 hours. That is going to give us 48 hours. What about half a day? Half this, half here. Half of a day, it means half of what? Half of 24 hours, which is going to be 1. That's a 1 here, that's a 2. So this is going to give us 12 hours. So 2 days is equivalent to 48 hours. Half a day is equivalent to what? 12 hours. So all in all, what is the sum? Simply add these two. So 8 plus 2, that's a 10. You give a 1 here, that's 4 plus 1, 5 plus 1, which is 60. So that was going to give us what? 60 hours. Just like that, in short. All right? In short as it is. Or you can simply express it as this way. 2.5. Remember a half, guys, that's what? 0.5. So meaning to say, we have got 2 plus what? 0.5. 2 plus 0.5, which is 2.5 days. So if a day gives us 24 hours, what about 2.5? That's another way. What about 2.5 days? It is equivalent to how many hours? We do not know. But that is what? That is more. So if it is more, take the bigger value over the smaller one. So that's 2.5 over 1 times what? Times 24 hours. So you're simply gonna multiply these two. All right, so that's 24 times 25. All right, which is gonna give 0 placeholder 2 times 5. That's a 10. 2 times 2, that's 4 plus 1, which is 5. 4 and 5, that's a 20. 4 and 2, that's 8 plus 2, which is what? 10. So adding this, it was going to give us 600. How many decimal places? Remember, 2.5 here. There is 1 decimal place after the comma. So you're going to consider 1 decimal place after the comma. So the answer is what? The answer is 60, which is 60 hours. Just like that. So guys, play around. This is maths. Play around your questions, do as many revisions as you can, as many question papers as you can. You're actually going to see that maths is one of the easiest subjects that you have. Right, item 2, the time 1928. 1928 in 12-hour notation is, so this is 24 our notation. So 19, that's a 7. So this is 7 dot 28 p.m. This is p.m., all right? 19. So that is what you're going to have there, all right? A set of whole numbers, all right? No, A is a set, all right, of whole numbers between 2 to 8. From 2 to 8, I mean. So that's whole numbers from 2 to 8. So simply means A is a set of numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are whole numbers. Then B is a set of prime numbers found between 2 and 8. So here we've got a condition of between. But if we are to consider in this statement between, it can be an ambiguous statement. So in our school mathematics or in our basic calculation of mathematics, you have to include those numbers. Yes, you can exclude those numbers 2 and 8, but it is an ambiguous statement that is something that you consider or not. So in our case, I'm going to consider 2 and 8 as part of what? As part of our set. So meaning to say from 2 to 8, from these numbers, the prime numbers representing set B will be what? The prime numbers exactly divisible by 1 and itself. 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number. So these are the prime numbers that I'm going to have for set B. All right. So on A, you are given, show the above two sets on a well-labeled Venn diagram. So in our case, we have got A and B like this. If we check, we took B from A. Every element that is in B, 2, 3, 5, 7, these elements are found in A. So B is actually a subset of what? A subset of A. So B is found in A. B is found in A. All the elements that are in B are in what? In A. So we have got element 2, 3, 5, 7. All these elements, they are in A. So meaning say B is a subset of A. So which elements are remaining? If you get rid or if you remove these elements that we have indicated, 2, 3, 5, 7, we are remaining with what? We are remaining with the 4, 6, and what? And 8. 4, 6, and what? And 8. Those are the elements remaining. You can indicate in the outer set representing the set of what? The set of A. So that was the condition. So B are being given now using set notation, show the relationship between set A and set B. You see now, already I have indicated this relationship when I was saying B is found in A. So if B is in A, it means B is what? Is a subset of A, like this. B is a subset of A. That is, B is inside of A. A is pointing what? A is pointing B. That is the condition that you're going to have. That was easy, guys. An easy specimen. Number 5, simplify the ratio 4:18. Simply find the highest common factor between these two numbers, which is 2. So divide by 2 by 2, that's 2. 18 divided by 2, that's 9. So this is the simplest ratio that you're going to have, 2:9. All right. Then from that on B, $88 is shared in the ratio 4:18. Find the smaller share. So already, guys, we have simplified this ratio above. This is the ratio that we had. We have simplified it in the simplest form and gave us what? 2:9. So you can work with that one, which is in simplest form, or you can work with this 4:18. It is in your hands. So whenever there is a share, you must find the total ratio, the total share ratio. What is our total share ratio? You add these two. That's 2 plus 9, which is 11. And what is our total share to be shared? What is it that we are sharing? $880 is shared. We are sharing $88. So the smaller share, you take the one that is the smaller according to these two. 2s to 9, the smaller value is what? Is 2. So meaning to say our smaller share is equal to the smaller value on your ratio, that's 2, over the total share ratio. Our total share ratio is what? 11 times what you are sharing. What is it that you are sharing? $88. So that was it. 11 into 88, that's going to be 8 times. And 8 times 2 is what? Is 16. So simply, the smallest share was going to be what? $16. If it was the bigger share, you take the bigger value according to the 2, that's 9 over the total ratio times what is to be shared, $88 like that. This was going to be your bigger share. But as for the smaller share, you take the smaller value on your ratio. So it's the same, even if you're going to use this 4s to 18, the smaller is 4, but you have to add 4 plus 18 to find the total in terms of your ratio scale. You're going to have the same answer, which is what? $16. Number 6, on item A, you are given evaluate 1 over 3 of 1,200 cubic centimeters of, simply means times 1 over 3 times 1,200. So that's it. 3 into 3, that's 1. Into 12, that's a 4. So you've got 400. So the answer was going to be 400 what? Cubic centimeters. Take note of the units that you are given. On B, simplify. What is it that you have to simplify? This is algebra. Guys, we're dealing with what? Like terms here. These are like terms. M to the exponent of 3, m cubed, m cubed. These are what? Like terms. So simply consider addition first. You can simply add these two. That's 2 plus 7 whole numbers. That's going to be 9,2 cubic meters. Then you subtract what? 0,5 cubic. All right? M cubed. We cannot say cubic meters, but just m cubed because this is just like algebra. We do not know these are meters or centimeters or what. So that is it. So now subtract 9,2 minus 0,5. You can easily subtract this 9,2 minus 0,5. All right. So that's 2 minus 5. Impossible. So put 1, then give a 1 here. So that's 12 minus 5, which was going to give us a 7, 9 minus 1, that's 8. So this is going to be 8,7. So that was going to be 8,7, 8,7 m cubed. All right, just like that. So this was just algebra collecting of like terms if they are like terms, but in this case, all the terms are like terms. So just add where there is addition, then subtract where there is a what? A subtraction. Express this in ordinary form on item A, all right? 5,9 times 10 to the exponent of minus 2. A negative simply means move 2 commas to the left. A negative, that's to the what? To the left, to the left. So I've got 5,9. I'm going to move 2 commas to the left. Let me move from this 1, 2. So the comma is here. So the answer is going to be 0, comma. What do we put in this groove? We put a 0. So that's going to be 0,059, like that. All right. Or you can simply say 5,9 times 10 to the exponent of minus 2 means 1 over 10 to the exponent of 2, which is 5,9 times 1 over 10 to the exponent of 2, which is 110 times 10. So you multiply 5,9 times 1, that's 5,9 over what? 1 times 100, that is 100. So dividing by 100 simply means you're going again to the what? To the left. 2 commas, 2 zeros. So that's 1, 2, same application as before, which was going to be 0, comma, you put a 0 in the groove like that. So guys, so many ways. So many ways of simplifying. Just choose which one is easier for you. All right, let us consider another part, which is the item 2. 80,000 as a number in standard form. So we have got 80,000. Just simply move the comma until the number is in between 1 and 10. A is in between 1 and 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 8, comma. That's going to be 8, comma, 0, 0, 0, like that. So these zeros after the comma, they are not important. Remember that. How many commas did you move? 1, 2, 3, 4 to the exponent of 4. So that's 8 times 10 to the exponent of 4. The zeros there after the comma are not important. All right, find the square root of what? 49. The square root. Square root. This is the square root. This one, a number like this, then you put this 2. It's a square. This is square. Square, not square root. Square root is this side, this one. So the square root of 49, put 49 inside, is what? Plus or minus 7. So since here we are just given a single answer, not given this or this, you can just write a 7, all right? Or plus or minus 7. Anyone is acceptable. All right, that is the square root. The square root. Let us move on to number 8. Calculate the simple interest. All right. On this, which was invested, so the money invested is your principal. You've got a principal of $108 for 2 years. That is the time frame, 2 years, at a rate of, so your rate is 5% per annum per year. All right. So what is the simple interest? The simple interest is equal to PRT over 100. So that's simply principal, 180 times the rate, which is what? 5%, times the time in years, which is 2, over what? 100. All right. 5 times 2, that's a 10. And 180 times 10 is going to give us 180. You put another 0 like this, over 100. So cancel the zeros. You remain with what? 18. So the answer was going to be $18. This is simple interest. All right, just like that. So expand this number that we are given in powers of the given base. What is the given base? The given base is base of what? It is the base of 5 like this. So in powers of the given base, that's to the exponent 5, 0, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3. As you are converting to base 10, remember that conversion to base 10, you raise the given number in its what? In powers from 0 going up. So simply means 1 is going to multiply this 1 times 5 to the exponent of 3, plus 4 is going to multiply this 4 times 5 to the exponent of 2, plus 2 is going to multiply this 2 times 5 to the exponent of 1, plus 3 is going to multiply this also 5 times 5 to the exponent of 0. So that's in expanded form of the given what? Of the given base. Just like that. Then B, convert 43 in base 10 to a number in base 5. Remember, conversion to any base, divide by the what? Divide by the base throughout, taking note of what? The remainders. You divide by the base, taking note of the remainders. So 43 divided by 5, that's going to be 8. Remainder 3 into 40. 43 minus 40, that's a remainder of 3. By 5 again, 8 divided by 5, that's going to be 1. Remainder what? Remainder 3. You do the same thing by 5, all right? That's going to give us a 0. Remainder what? Remainder 1. So 1 is your remainder until you obtain a 0 there. So the remainders will be your answer from the bottom going up. So our answer is going to be 1, 3, 3, in the base of what? Remember, you are converting to the base of 5. So guys, that is it. Make sure that you go through the introductions, all right? Understand these topics as per topic. You understand, guys, these are just simpler mathematics or simpler things that you are dealing with. Just go through the introductions. You understand all this. All right, then C, simplify this, giving the answer in base of 2. Already these numbers, they are in base of 2. So simply add them as they are in base of 2. All right, 0 plus 1, that's a 1. So this number is less than the base. You can write it as it is in base of what? 2. 1 plus 1, that's a 2. 2 is same as the base. You are in base of 2, you're obtaining a 2. So you cannot write 2 while you're in base of what? 2. So you are supposed to divide by what? Divide by the base. So that's 2 divided by 2. That's 1. Remainder what? Remainder 0. So the remainder is the one that you're going to write here. The 1 you add to the next. So 1 plus 1, that's a 2 again. You do the same thing because you're obtaining a 2. 2 divided by 2, 1 remainder what? 1 remainder 0. So the 1 will be added to the next term. So that's 1 plus what? 1 plus a 0 there, which is 1. You can write a 1 because it's less than what? The base. You cannot write a number that is equal to the base or more than the base. You have to divide by the what? By the base. Remember this. All right. So that was your answer here. 1, 0, 0, 1 in the base of what? In the base of 2. All right. Let us consider number 10. There is a salesman, all right? And this salesman, you're given that. A salesman monthly salary consists of a basic salary. So the basic salary is the first part of the monthly salary, the basic salary of what? $150. And a commission. So a commission is just like a thanks to the work that you've done, a commission of 2.5%, 2.5% of total sales, the total sales for that month. That is for him to obtain the total salary in a month. He must have a basic salary and a commission, 2.5 of what? Of the sale. So you're given in our case, calculate his total salary in a month with the total sales of, we are given the total sales. So guys, whether he's going to sell, whether whatever that you're going to have, whether it's going to be 60,000, 70, whatever the amount that you're going to obtain, the basic salary is not going to change. What is going to change is the commission, because commission is calculated as a percentage of what? Of total sales. So what is affected in our case is what? Is the commission from these total sales. You're going to calculate his commission. What is the commission there? 2.5%. So 2.5%, remember a half is same as 0.5. So this is same as 2.5 what? 2.5%. So we are going to say 2.5 over what? 100 to get rid of the percentage. Divide by what? 100 times the $3,000, which is what? Which is the total sales. This one, the total sales. So that was going to give us what? All right, the zeros cancel. 2.5 times 30, simply 25 times what? 30. 0, 3 times 5, that's 15. Times 2, that's 6 plus 1, which is 7. How many decimal places? 1 decimal place. So this is going to be 75,0. So that's 75. So that's the commission that we are getting of what? $75. So the commission is the one that is affected, not the basic salary. The basic salary remains as it was. So at the end now, what you got now is the total salary now, as the total will be the basic salary of 150 plus the commission of $75. These two will give us the total of what you obtained. All right. So 5 plus 0, that's a 5. 7 plus 5, that's a 12. Get 1. Then plus 1, that's going to be 2. So it was going to give us $225 in all. That is the total salary. 200 and what? $225. Just like that. Just like that. So you see, guys, it's just simple mathematics. It's all about revision. Let us do revise. Let us do revise in as much as we can. Number 11, make R the subject of the formula from the given information that we have. We are supposed to make R the subject. All right, guys, let us quickly expand our bracket, there's a bracket there. So P times Q, that's PQ. P times R, that's PR. We need to make R the subject, and this is the term that has got R, the PR. Here we do not have R, here we do not have R. So take the other terms to one side of the equation. We can take the PQ to the other side. So it's going to be X minus PQ is equal to PR, the term that consists of R. There is a product. So how do we get rid of the P if it is a product? Divide by that P both sides. Divide by P. So therefore, our R can be given as X minus PQ over what? Over P. R is the subject of the formula. Or you can write it this way. In this case, where we divided here, where we had this part and divided by P. You can divide by P each and every term separately, not like this. So at the end, it was going to be X over P, all right? X over P. The P and the P here was going to cancel, so it's going to be minus Q. And that's equal to P, and P cancels, that's R. So R can be given in that manner. R is equal to X over P minus Q. It is one and the same as this one. One and the same. So any one of these was going to be your answer. All right, let us consider another part, number 12a. On number 12a, you are given to solve the following inequality. All right, 2x plus 5 is less than 1. Simply take the 5 to the other side, so it's going to be negative 5, or subtract 5, both sides of the inequality. So 2x is less than 1 minus 5, that's a negative 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So therefore, x is less than what? Negative 4 divided by 2, that's a negative 2. So this was also a direct inequality. So when x is less than negative 2, illustrate the answer in A on a number line where x was less than negative 2. So our number line, what is important is the 0, minus 2 on the left. These are the x values. So we have got a less than. For a greater than or a less than, just put a circle. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, it must be a shaded circle. So in our case, we're just going to put a circle to not shaded, just unshaded circle. And values that are less than minus 2, these are minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, which are found on the left side of what? Of negative 2. So you indicate with an arrow showing those values. They are found on the left side of what? Negative 2. Number 13, the universal set that we are given here has got subsets M and N such that the universal set are the elements that are being taken from 1 up to 9. 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 9. And M is given as the element which is 2, 4, 6, 8. These elements are already given for our set what? For our set M. All right? Sorry for that. Then N is a set of multiples of what? Multiples of 3. Multiples of 3. 3 times 1. 3 times 2. 3 times 3. Those are multiples of what? Multiples of 3. So 3 times 1, that's a 3, which we have here. 3 we have, 6 we have, 9 we have. These are multiples of what? Multiples of what? Of 3. So we've got 3, 6, and 9. The first question on A was list the elements of set, all right? Set A, N, all right? N, all right, we have already listed our set N here. I don't know if this is gonna work. No, it's not gonna work. So let me just rewrite. So that's our set N here. Set N is 369, 369. The elements, the multiples of 3 from our universal set. We take them from the mother set, the universal set. Then another part, it was M union N. M union N, that's the combination. M and N, combine them together. So we have got 2, all right? We have got 2. We have got 3, all right? We have got a 4 here, all right? We have got a 6 and a 6 here. Just write it once, do not repeat. All right, we have got 8 and we have got a 9 there. So that's the union, combine everything. All right, then B, find number of elements in M union N. Remember, this is your M union N. So the number of elements, count how many elements do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 of them. So just write 6. That is the number of what? The number of elements that you are given in M union N. All right. Number 14. On item A, item 1, simplify, guys. These are your directed numbers. Different signs like this. If you've got a negative and a positive, subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So that is going to give us a 12. Then you use the sign of the bigger number on your answer. So it's going to be negative 12. You subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. Then use the sign of the bigger number on your answer. All right. Item 2, it was all about BODMAS. Since we have got different signs here, a division. So according to our BODMAS, we're going to consider division, divide these two. Yes, someone will be saying there are brackets, this and that. All right, this bracket is for the sign. But if you want, you can consider it. It's not a problem to say this is same as plus and minus. It's minus what? Minus 15 divide by 3. Then you consider your division. Minus 15 divided by 3. So that's minus 15 over 3 is going to give us what? A negative 5. So it's 3 minus 5. We are back to this condition of different signs. I said you subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. 5 minus 3, that's a 2. Then you take the sign of what? The bigger number on your answer. The sign of what? The bigger number on your answer. Just like that. Just like that. Then B, during the day, the temperature was 15. So the temperature initially was 15. Then at night, the temperature fell. That's a negative. It dropped by what? Or it fell by what? 10. That's a negative. It is what? Changed by a negative. So calculate the temperature at night. When it fell by 10, when it dropped by 10, subtract 10 from there. An increase, you add. But this is a drop, so you subtract 15 minus 10, that's 5. So it's going to be 5 degrees Celsius. That is the temperature that we had at what? At night. Just like that. All right, let us solve the equation on number 15. Solve the following equations. What am I going to do here? Simply divide. That's a product, remember? So divide by what? By 3, by 3. So x is equal to 15 divided by 3, that's a 5. So that's the value of x. Then here on B, we've got a bracket. So I have to consider expanding the bracket first. 6 times x, that's going to be 6x. 6 times 2, that's 12, equal to 19. Then I'm going to simply take the 12 to the other side or subtract 12 both sides of your equation. So 6x is equal to 19 minus 12. That is going to give us a 7. So divide by 6, divide by 6. X is equal to 7 over 6. I'm done. Or 7 into 6, that's 1, remainder 1 over 6. So you can write it as 1 and 1 over 6. I have solved for x. Moving on to this part as a single fraction, 2x minus 3, all right, 2x minus 3 over 5 plus x plus 4 over 7. All right, addition and subtraction of fractions, guys. When the denominators are different, simply interchange them. So you interchange this way. The 5 to this side is going to be 5 over 5. 7 to this side is going to be 7 over 7. So that the denominators will be the same. Remember, if the denominators are the same like this, you simply add the numerators over that denominator. So this is what we want here. 7 is going to multiply 2x minus 3 over what? 7 times 5, that's 35. Plus 5 is going to multiply x plus 4 as it is over what? 5 times 7 or 7 times 5, which is what? Which is 35. So guys, you see, we have got same denominators. So it is easier for us to add because we're just going to consider that as our common denominator. Then add these numerators. So simply combine 7 times x, 7x. 7 times minus 3, minus 21. Plus 5 times x, that's plus 5x, plus 5 times 4, that's a plus 20. So collecting the like terms, you're going to obtain 7x plus 5x, which is 7 plus 5 is going to give us a 12. All right, 7 plus... No. There's something that there's something, so it's going to be 2x here. Sorry for that here. Sorry for that, guys. Here it's what? Let's correct this one. It's 2x. So, guys, sorry for this. Here, that's 2x. 2x minus 3. I'm like, what is happening here? So it was going to be 7 times 2, which is 14x. 7 times minus 3, which is negative 21, right? So collecting the like terms is 14x plus 5. 14 plus 5, that's what? 19. So it's going to be 19x minus 21 plus 20, that's negative 1 over 35. Minus 21 plus 20, the smaller number from the bigger number. 21 minus 20 is what? 1. Then you take the sign of the bigger number. So it's going to be negative 1. So that's the negative 1 that you have there. All right. That was it. So there are so many ways. Yes, you can use that condition to say, all right, this is what you find the LCM, which is 35. 5 into this, or 35 divided by 5, that's a 7. 7 multiplies everything. 2x minus 3 plus 35 divided by 7, that's a 5 into x plus 4. That is what you are used to. Use that, guys. 7 times this, that's going to be 14x times this one, minus 21. 5 times x, that's going to be 5x times 4, that's a 20 over 35. You are used to that. Then you can simply add whatever that you have. The answers will be the same. Do not worry, guys. This is maths. Do not even worry. Use the idea that you do understand. On number 17, you're given points C and D. You have got coordinates, all right, respectively. So the first one is C, the second one is D. All right, A, find the gradient of the line passing through C and D. So the gradient of the line passing through the 2 points, we can simply determine that. All right, so that's the gradient passing through CD, that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the point C, I'm just going to name this x1, y1, x2, y2. So that's it. Y2 is what? Is 3 minus y1, that is negative 1, over x2, that is 2, minus x1, which is 4. Yes, the formula sum can use y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. You are still going to obtain same answers. Do not worry about that. Again, you are going to obtain what? Same answers. All right, a minus and a minus, that's a positive. So it's going to be 3 plus 1, which is 4. 2 minus 4, that's a negative 2. 2 minus 4. 2 from 4, that's a 2. Then you take the sign of what? The bigger number. So that's negative 2. So it was going to give us negative 2. 4 divided by minus 2, that's a negative 2. So that's our gradient. Hence, or otherwise, find what? The equation of the line passing through those points C and D. You have the gradient already. So how can you determine the equation of the line? You simply need 1 point of these 2 points. You're going to take one of these. So as for me, I'm going to use point C, 4 minus what? 4 minus 3. Using the point C, which is 4 minus 1, I mean, this is the x value, y value. The equation of a straight line is given as y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient. So I have the gradient already, which is what? Negative 2. Substitute in that. So that's minus 2x plus c, the y-intercept, which we can calculate by substituting now the point C, any of the point, even point D, you choose any of the 2 points, anyone. So in our case, I decided to use what? The point C. So y is what? -1. What about the x value? Our x value is 4. From the point, you have x and y. Remember, a point gives us the value of x and the value of y. So solve for C. -1 is equal to -2 times 4. That's -8 plus C to the other side is going to be +8. And that's a 7. So 7 is equal to C. So therefore, the equation of the line was going to be given as y is equal to -2x as it is plus what? Plus C. What is the value of C? Our C is equal to 7. So this is our equation. So many ways, guys, of determining the equation of the line. Some, they want to use that, right? There's another one that you are used to, guys, of y minus y1 over x minus x1 is equal to gradient. So it's going to be y minus y1, the value of y there, which is -1, over x minus x1, which is 4, is equal to the gradient. Our gradient is what? -2. So many ways. Yes, we can even use this. That's another way. So it's going to be minus minus, that's a plus. So y plus 1 over x minus 4 is equal to -2. -2 is same as what? -2 over 1. So we need the equation of the line. You can cross multiply and have your answer in this format, all right? So 1 is going to multiply y plus 1, which is y plus 1 is equal to -2 multiplies x minus 4. So it's -2 into x minus 4 like this. Y plus 1 is equal to -2 times x minus 2x. -2 times -4, that's a +8. So this is what you have. So at the end, y is equal to what? Take the 1 to the other side of the equation, or subtract 1 from the equation. So that's going to be -2x. 8 minus 1, that's a 7. So as we can see, guys, you're obtaining the same answers, but only that the working, guys, look what you have to go through. But anyways, if this is what you understand, then use it as it is. Still, you're going to obtain the same answer from there, or just substitute direct into the equation. Y is equal to what? Y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient. Solve the simultaneous equations, or number 18, all right? So many methods to solve simultaneous equations: elimination, substitution. It is in your hands. So as for me, I was just going to use substitution method, all right? I can simply make y the subject of the formula from equation 1 here, right? As for me, I'm just going to use any method, then prove if the answers are the same, all right? You must have same answers. As for me, I'm just going to use what? Substitution method, where I'm going to take equation 1, all right? From equation what? Equation 1, I'm going to make y the subject, all right? So I'm going to take 16 to the other side. It's going to be a negative. So y is equal to 3x minus what? -16. So y is the subject. So I'm going to call this one equation 3. Since I have equation 1, equation 2, this is my equation 3. Since I made this equation 3 from equation 1, I'm going to substitute it into equation 2, into another equation. So you substitute into equation 2, our equation 3, this one, into equation 2 in place of y, where we have this y here. You're going to substitute it with what? With this y that you have 3x minus what? 3x minus 16 in place of y. So y minus x is equal to what? Is equal to -2. So you can solve for what? You can solve for x as it is direct, because this equation is in terms of x. So let us collect our like terms. 3 minus 1, that's 2x, minus 16 is equal to -2. So 2x is equal to, the -16 to the other side was going to be +16. So that's -2 plus 16, which is 14. Subtract smaller number from bigger number, you get a 14. The sign of the bigger number is a positive. So take note, divide by 2, divide by 2. So x is equal to what? 7. So the value of x was going to be equal to 7. To find the value of y, we can use equation 3. Because in equation 3, remember, we have already made y the subject of the formula. So you can simply substitute there where y is the subject, where y is equal to 3x minus 16. Where we are given this, and we have got the x value. What is our x value? It is what? A 7. So 3 times 7 minus 16. That's it. 3 times 7, that's 21, minus 16, and that was going to give us a 5. So that's the value of y. In our case, y is equal to what? Y is equal to 5. So that was it, guys, for 3 marks. All right, let us consider the other part, which is number 19. Given these matrices x and y, find x plus y. Simply add corresponding terms. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1 as it is. This is our matrix x minus 1, 0, 7. We are simply adding 9, 4, negative 6, 8, minus 5, 11. Corresponding terms. So 3 corresponds to what? To 9. So this and this, 3 plus 9, that's it. 3 plus 9 is going to give us a 12. 2 and 4, that's a 6. You are adding 1 plus minus 6. 1 plus minus 6 simply means 1 minus 6, which is what? Negative 5. You are done. Negative 1 and 8. Negative 1 plus 8 is going to give us what? A 7. All right. 0 plus minus 5, that's minus 5. 7 plus 11, that's what? That's 18. So this is it. Corresponding terms. You add corresponding terms. Remember, corresponding elements. That's the idea. Then the same thing on the subtraction as you have on B. You subtract corresponding elements. Minus 1, minus 5, minus 4. This one, minus what? Minus 1. So it is going to give us negative 5. Minus 4, minus 1, negative 5. 6 minus what? 3. 6 minus 3, that's a 3. You are done. 2 minus 2, that's a 0. 5 minus 7, that's minus 2. So just corresponding elements like that. So that is it. On number 20, express this as a product of what? Its prime factors in index form. Index form, those are 2 times 2 to the exponent of these, 3 to the x. Those are the condition of what? The index form as in you write in terms of powers. So that was 48. Simply divide by 2. 48 divided by 2, that's 24. Divide by 2, that's 12. Divide by 2, that's 6. By 2, that's 3. 3 into 3, that's 1. So as you can see, we are done. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 is multiplying itself 4 times. That's 2 to the exponent of 4. Times what? Times 3. 3 is just 3. We do not have another term. So to the exponent of 1, which is, you can even leave it as a 3 like that. That's in index form in terms of the powers. You're not going to leave 2 times 2 times 2 times. No. How many times are we having? 4 times 2 to the power of 4. Find the highest common factor between these two numbers, 14 and 63. 14 is a product of its prime factors, the 7, 7, 1. So that's 14 is equal to 2 times 7. 63, the smaller number is 3. That's going to be 21, 3, 7, 7, 1. So that's 63 is 3 times 3 times 7. Highest common factor must be common throughout between the two. It must be what? Common between these two numbers. So we do have any number common. It is what? A 7. That's the only number that we have. So the highest common factor is what? Is 7. Number 21, the diagram below shows lines A, O, this and that. They meet at a point O. So we do understand that angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. So you're being asked now to calculate the value of x, knowing that these angles, they add up to 360 degrees. I'm going to simply add everything, then equate to 360 degrees. That is to solve for what? X. So 3 plus 4, that's a 7, plus 5, that's going to give us a 12. So that's 12x equal to 360. And we can easily divide by 12 by 12. So that's our x was going to give us 30. 12 into 36, that's 3 into 0, that's a 0. So that's 30 degrees that you have there. And that was it, 30. Then find A or B on item B, all right? Angle A or B. Angle A or B, that's A or B, this one, which is 3x. So angle A or B, if it is given as what? As 3x, this one. What is the value of x? Our x is what? 30 degrees. So 3 times 30, that was going to be 90 degrees. So that's it. Just like that, substitute the value of x was you have already calculated that. So that is the condition, right? Number 22, on item A, all right, simply add this. Remember this. What is the LCM? 15. So 15 divided by 3, that's 5 times 2, which is 10, plus 15 divided by 5, that's a 3 times 1, which is 3. So it was going to be 13 over 15. Or you can simply use that idea that I used before of changing these. The denominators are not the same, so you can simply interchange 5 this side, 3 this side. So it's going to be times 3 over 3 this side times 5 over 5. So 5 times 2, that's 10 over 5 times 3, which is 15, plus 1 times 3, that's a 3 over 5 times 3, which is 15. So you can simply add the numerators together since the denominators are the same. So that's 10 plus what? 10 plus 3, which is 13 over 15. So many ways, guys, of simplifying this. That's how you could have simplified that as a decimal on B. Express 3 over 5 as a decimal. Simply divide 5 into 3, that's impossible. So that's a 0 there. Then you're going to put a 0. So that's 6. 30 divided by 5. So that's simply what? 0.6. And B, find 45% of what? 200. So 45%, how do you get rid of the percentage? Divide by 100 times 200. So that's it. The two zeros cancels. So you got 45 times 2, which is what? Which is 90. So 45% of 200 is what? Is 90. Number 23, you're given a line that is 2 centimeters on the map represents an actual distance of 2 kilometers on the ground. So it is just like 2 centimeters to 2 kilometers on the ground. Express the scale in the form 1:n. So if we check, 2 kilometers can be written in centimeters. All right, a kilometer in 1 kilometer, we've got 100,000 centimeters. What about 2 kilometers? Simply multiply by what? Multiply by 2. So it is equivalent to 200,000 centimeters. They must be same units, same units. So divide by 2, that's 1. By 2, that's 1. So our ratio was going to be 1 is to 100,000, like that. Same units. You do not work with kilometers and centimeters. In order for you to find the scale in simplest form, you must have what? These written in the same units. It is easier to convert kilometers to centimeters. Remember, a kilometer, we have got 1,000 meters, but in a meter, we have got 100 centimeters. So simply multiply this, that's 100,000 centimeters. All right, then calculate the length in kilometers on the ground, represented by a length of 12 centimeters on the map. So guys, are we going back to this? No, we can simply use the initial given scale that 2 centimeters represents what? 2 centimeters represents 2 kilometers on the ground. What about 12 centimeters on the map? What is on the map is 12 centimeters. So what about the one on the ground? What are we going to have? We do not know. But as you can see, this is going to be what? More. So that's 12 over 2 times what? 12 over 2 times a 2. This cancels. That's 12. So it was going to be 12 kilometers on the ground. Or this one is simply like a 1:1 scale. 2 gives us a 2. So 1 is 1. So if it is 12, it is also a 12 there. You can also just consider it in that manner. Name a triangle with one line of symmetry on number 24A. All right. A triangle that has got one line of symmetry. It means these two sides are equal so that it can fold properly. So that's an isosceles triangle that we are referring to. So that's an isosceles. All right, an isosceles triangle. All right, then moving on to B, the sum of interior angles of a polygon is sum of interior n minus 2 times what? Times 1/8. That is interior angles of any polygon. But this time we're given that this is equal to what? 540 degrees. So from there, find the number of sides of the polygon. So guys, that was direct. Simply divide by what? 180 by 180. This is going to cancel. So n minus 2 is equal to what? 540 divided by 8. That's 3 times 0, 0. 18 into 54. That's actually 3 times, all right? So take the negative 2 to the other side, it was going to be positive 2. So therefore, n is equal to 3 plus 2, which is 5. So you're talking about what? 5 sides. This polygon must have what? 5 sides in order for us to have the sum of interior angles being 540. The number 25, you're given a matrix. Calculate the determinant of this matrix. Remember, if you're given A, B, C, D on a 2 by 2 matrix, its determinant is going to be AD minus BC, the product of the major diagonal. So that's our determinant, 5 times 2 minus the product of the minor diagonal, which is what? 5 times negative 1. So that's 5 times 2, which is 10, minus 5 times negative 1, that's negative 5. So simply adding this, negative, negative, that's a positive. So that was going to give us what? A 15 as a determinant. Then hence determine what? Hence find the inverse on B. So inverse is simply from 1 over the determinant, 1 over 15. Then what happens in that matrix is that these numbers in the major diagonal, you interchange them, you swap them, these two. So it's going to be 2, 5. So you swap those two. So that's 2, 5 like this. Then the minor diagonal, you multiply by a negative. So you multiply this by negative, you multiply this by negative. So it's going to be negative 5, and this is going to be positive 1. All right, negative 5, and this is going to be what? Positive 1. That's our inverse. All right. Number 26, given this, we are asked to make y the subject of the formula from that square root of 5x minus y, which is equal to a. Just get rid of the square. The square root, I mean, you have to square both sides. Square both sides. That's to get rid of the square root. So you'll be left with 5x minus y equal to a squared. So we want to make y the subject. Y is a negative. Take it to the other side so that it's going to be a positive. So you remain with 5x. You take the a squared to the other side. So it's going to be minus a squared. So y is equal to 5x minus a squared, just like that. Okay, then find the value of y when a is 3 and x is 4. It is simply substituting into this where we've got y as the subject. So it's 5 times x. What is the value of x? That's a 4. Minus a squared. What is the value of a? Our a is 3. So that's 3 squared. All right, so y is equal to 5 times 4. That's 20. 3 squared, that's 9. So y is equal to 20 minus 9. That was 5 times, where am I getting the 4? 5x, all right? 5x minus a squared, actually. 5x minus a squared. Our a is 3, our x, yes, that's it. So this is going to be 11. All right, so that was the condition of our question here. Yeah, just make sure you substitute everything properly. All right, you substitute everything properly. That is it. That is it. All right, so it's going to be 11. for that one. So that was your answer for B. All right. On number 27, you're given that in this question, take pi as 22/7. So there is a circle with a radius of 7 centimeters. And from there, calculate the diameter for real. All right. Diameter is equal to twice of the what? The radius. This is our radius. Diameter is 2 times of that. So that's 2r. So diameter is 2 times your radius, 7 centimeters. So 2 times 7, that's 14 centimeters is your diameter. Then from there, the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, or is pi d. All right, so 2 times pi, remember you're given as 22/7. Take pi to be 22/7. Radius is what? 7 centimeters. So that's times 7. So this was going to cancel. Then you multiply this 2 times this, that's 44 centimeters as your circumference, perimeter. Or you can use the formula pi times the diameter. That's pi 22/7 times diameter is what? It's 14. So that's it. 1 into 14, that's a 2. 2 times 22, that's what? 44 centimeters as your circumference. So any one of these was going to be our formula to determine the circumference, whatever that you want. Then area of a circle is simply pi r squared, or you can use pi d squared over 4. So area can also be pi d squared over 4, or you can use pi r squared. So we have pi 22/7. Our radius, remember, it's 7. So 7 squared means 7 times 7. So this gonna cancel. Then 22 times 7, 7 times 2, that's 14, 1. 7 times 2, that's 14, plus 1, that's 15. So it's going to be 154 square centimeters, or you can use this formula for area, pi d squared over 4. You're still going to obtain the same answer for that one. It was going to be 154 square centimeters. All right, number 28, you're given this table that you're given is a frequency distribution. All right. And these are max mathematics, frequency. Calculate the mean time taken by pupils to complete the question. So this is about time and the number of students, 3 minutes, this and that. All right. So mean, this is ungrouped data. Remember, this is ungrouped data. So simply multiply the time to the frequency like that. So it's going to be 3 times 4 plus 4 times 7. 4 times 7, 5 and 14. 5 times 14, 6 and what? 6 and 10. 7 and 2. 7 and 2. 8 and what? 8 and 2. You're multiplying these over the what? Over the total frequency. So the total frequency, you simply have to add these frequencies, 4 plus a 7. We are not told about the total here, so you have to add, guys, plus what? 14 plus 10 plus 2 plus 2. So that's it. 3 times 4, that's a 12. 4 times 7, 28. 4 times this, that's 20 times 5. It's going to be 70. All right. 6 times 10, that's 16. 14. 8 times 2, that's going to be 16. Everything over, you add this. So that was going to be 39 here. 24, 26, 28, 32 plus 7, 39. So adding all these together, you're going to obtain 200/39. You can actually leave it like this, because this is paper 1. You do not have a calculator. We're going to start now to divide this and that. But paper 2, you can use your calculator. But for this one, you can leave it as it is. All right. You can just leave it as a fraction as it is like this. All right. Then you are being asked on this other part that peoples who took greater than 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes, were given another question. So a people was randomly chosen from the class. Only one was randomly taken. Find the probability that the people was given another question. To be given another question it means you took more than 5 minutes. Greater than 5 minutes from our table, this is time. This is our time here. This is our time in what? In minutes. 3, 4, 5. But we need greater than what? Greater than 5. We cannot take this 5. We need something above that, more than that. Starting from what? 6, 7, up to 8. This is the time that we are talking about that is more than 5. But how many students, how many people do we have in that time frame? The students or the people that we have in this case are going to be corresponding frequency 10 plus 2 plus what? Plus 2. This is the sum. So 10 plus 2 is 12 plus 2, which is 14. So there are 14, all of them. So therefore, our probability is going to be 14 over the total frequency, which is what? Which is 39. So that was the probability for us to have a people who was going to be given another question. It means they took more than what? 5 minutes. So those who took more than 5 minutes, how many are there? There are 14 of them. From the table, you can have them. From what? The frequency distribution table that you're given. All right, this is what we have from the frequency of what? Of the given distribution. So that is how you can play around with these typical questions. Number 29, you're given from this matrix P, which is a singular matrix. The moment you're given a singular matrix, it's all about what? The determinant. That determinant must be equal to 0 from what we had before. That's AD. Remember, the determinant is going to be given by what? AD minus BC. So this is it. This is our A, our B, our C, and our what? Our D. So A, we're given, form an equation in X and show that it reduces to this. Form an equation. How can we form an equation? What are the elements that are in the major diagonal? This is A and D. So multiply those together, X into X minus 2. Minus what? The product of the minor diagonal, which is 3 and what? 2 minus X. That is it. You must obtain a 0. If it is a singular matrix, the determinant is what? Is 0. So you formed an equation. Simplify until you've got this. So simply expand brackets X times X, X squared, negative 2X, negative 3 times 2, that's negative 6, negative 3 times this, that's going to be positive 3X, and that's equal to 0. So let's collect our like terms. We are supposed to collect the like terms, the terms in what? In X. So that's negative 2 and what? And 3. Negative 2 plus 3, that's 1. So it's 1x, which is same as positive, just positive x. Minus what? Minus 6 equal to 0. So this is what we have. As we can see, guys, we have shown that it is actually equal to this. That's the equation that you're being given there is going to reduce to that from the statement that you're given, that these two, they are what? I mean, that the matrix is singular. If the matrix is singular, its determinant is equal to 0. In actual sense, it has no inverse. It has no inverse. Then solve this equation that you're given. This is just by our factorization. The coefficient of x squared is 1. So just have 2 brackets equal to 0. That's x and x here. All right. Consider the factors of what? Factors or products of what? Negative 6. And these products should add up to positive 1, the coefficient of x. So we've got negative 3 and 2, 3 and negative 2. There are so many factors of what? Of negative 6. But of these factors, which ones add up to a positive 1? That's 3 and what? 3 and minus 2. If you add 3 and minus 2, you are going to get or obtain a positive what? A positive 1. So those are the factors that you need, plus 3. And the other one is what? A negative 2. The product of 2 brackets to be equal to 0, it means one of these brackets must be equal to 0. So you can solve for x. 3 to the other side is going to be a negative 0 minus 3. That's a minus 3. all right, or x is equal to the minus 2 to the other side is going to be a positive. So that's 0 plus 2, which is 2. So those are the values of x. It can be negative 3 or it can be a positive 2. That's why we are given x is equal to this or that. They play around with you guys. It's all about playing around with you. Factorization. You can factorize, guys, the way that you understand. You can even use quadratic formula because as for this one, you're going to have same answers at the end. All right? On number 30, we're given that on a particular day, the official exchange rate of USD, the US dollar, to the Zimbabwean ZiG was given as 1 is to this. All right, convert 840 to US dollars. All right, so 1 USD is supposed to be equivalent to 28 Zimbabwean dollars that you're given there. So what about 840 Zimbabwean dollars would be equivalent to the how much of the USD. So that is going to be more. So that's more. So what is more over this? The bigger value, 840 over what? The smaller value, 28 times what? 1 USD. So that's it. You can reduce this. That was going to be, you can even try by 2, but 2 is going to be small. Even a 7 into 28, that's a 4. 7 into 7 into this, that's 1. Remember 1, 2, 0. 4 into 4, that's 1. Into 12, that's 3. 4 into 0, that's a 0. So it's going to be 30. 30 times 1, which is 30 USD. Okay, that was it. Then B, 25 US dollar to the ZiG, all right? The Zimbabwean dollar, all right? The ZiG. So it's now the ZiG. Okay, no problem. It's now written like ZiG. So this is what you have. You're just going to convert just like before, right? I'm just going to do it here, all right? Just for the sake of us to understand. So we've got 25 USD this time. It's going to be equivalent to what? As you can see, it's more to the Zimbabwean dollars. So that's going to be 25 over 1 times what? 28 Zimbabwean dollars. So that's 25 times 28. Multiplying these two, you're going to obtain 700. All right, let's multiply 25, 28, 0 place order, 2 times 5, that's a 10. 2 times 2, that's 4 plus 1, which is 5. 8 times 5, that's a 40, times 2, 16, plus this, that's going to be 20. Yes, that's 007. So that was going to give us 700. So this is 700 what? Zimbabwean dollars, which is the ZiG. So that was it on this other part. It was going to give us 700 Zimbabwean dollars, which is what? Which is the ZiG. So for 3 marks. For 3 marks, that was it. And this was the total. This was the end of it. Yes, that was actually the end. So that is the specimen for what you are given now as your syllabus A for your mathematics. That's part of your syllabus A. So what you need to do is to go through, guys, the basics, understand each and every part. All right, as I said before, you must go through the instructions. So that's it, guys, for your mathematics syllabus A, and that was for your paper 1. So we're going to work out paper 2. We're going to work out paper 2. Then any other topics that we haven't done, that's the purpose of the comment section. Drop out your comments so that I can work on those questions. And for other topics, actually, I have done them from other grades, like it might be grade 10, it might be grade 9, it might be grade 8. So check those topics again, but there are some topics that you can clearly see that we haven't done that topic and it is required in your syllabus. Check the community section and the comments. These are two separate things. The community, if you check on the description on your YouTube there, if you check, there's a community section where you can actually upload even the question paper. Like you can even upload a picture of the question that you do not understand. You can upload, or you can write from there to say, I do not understand this part and this part. So you can check those under the community. which is different from the comment section. So guys, these two things, they are different. The comment section is the one that you see for each and every video, there's a part where you can put a comment there, where you can comment, okay, this one, this one, like that. But the community section, this part, is a different section where you can actually upload the question from your device. All right, you can save a picture from your device, then you send it. So it is just like how we operate on WhatsApp, where we can actually communicate from there. And that is what I want us guys to do, because most of the times I might not be available on WhatsApp. I'm here trying to figure out how can I have these videos up to you guys. So it'll be easier for me to see like, okay, these are the topics that you want me to work on, or these are the areas that you do not understand as an individual. So do not hesitate to use any one of those, or you can even use the WhatsApp. If I get the messages, then I'm going to work on those particular sections or particular questions that you do not understand. But for now, that is it till we meet again.